All right, let's get into this final quarterfinal matchup here. Playing in the top right corner of 2000 Atmospheres in the red Terran Pieces Mouse Esports, we have Heromarine.
And his opponent, spotting down in the bottom left, representing Team Liquid. He is the young Frenchman. It is Clem. Malem. Rocking that adorable little polar bear. Any Malem Clems in the chat? I know we got a few people. We got Liquid Clam. We've got Malem Plem. We've got there's a few. There's a few like fun little names, and it makes me happy. This is our first TVT we've cast at the tournament.
This is our first TVTs indeed.
What do you think of TVT, and why are the 45-minute games your favorite?
I actually personally love TVT because of how volatile it is. You literally have two lines of tanks, bunch of Marines thrown in there, and we don't know who's going to come out ahead. It all depends on whose tanks fires first, who has a vision, who has air superiority. Call me crazy, I love TVT. It is super volatile. The swings are massive. And it is actually a very varied style. One of these players will likely go mech at some point in this series. My guess is it will be Heromarine, just to mix it up in there. We'll see. But yeah, no, I love TVT. It's one of my favorite matchups to cast.
It is a very, very dynamic matchup. I actually hope we get a mech versus bio setup, because that is one of the most fun things to watch. I don't think we will. The maps are not the greatest for it. Berlingrad could be good. Special TY, they'll go for mech. Heromarine, maybe he'll bust it out. It's not really his style, but it's possible, and it does actually. I'm actually surprised we don't see it from him more, because it really suits his strategic mindset that he has. He's very, very good at consistently making the right calls, consistently finding the right decision to make, and yeah, hopefully we'll get to see that shine through. It is going to be the matchup of really mechanics, speed, and multitasking in the favor of Clem versus Heromarine's incredible decision making.
So this is a second game, a second series we're casting today, where the two players are quite well acquainted each other. They played each other quite a bit. Double Reaper's going to come in here. Will get a delay potentially? No, doesn't quite get it yet. Gonna chase that one Reaper, doesn't quite get it. That command center is gonna continue building here. I was gonna say, it's the second series we've had two players that are quite well acquainted with each other, know each other's builds really well. We had Rogue and Dark earlier, and we just saw the mind games after mind game after mind game, and how one person hoodwinked the other and then hoodwinked themselves. Steadfast, do you think we're gonna see similar things here?
I think we will see a lot of mind games coming into this. The problem with TVT versus ZVZ though, is that in TVT you have the opportunity to do that. Or sorry, in ZVZ you have the opportunity to do that and get kills off of it. You have the opportunity to kill your opponent many a time with that. But in TVT, it's a lot more difficult. Oh, we are going to see the Hellion on this left side. Will get picked off. It's going to cost them both Reapers. Early game units, so not really a big deal. But Clem was definitely looking for a little bit of damage. He was hoping to find, maybe SCV here or there, or a better scout. Doesn't really get much for it. Yeah, but TVT, there's not much kill potential with build orders. Well, like there is in ZVZ. Not to the same extent, at least.
I would love to see TVT kind of head back to that. I don't know if you remember, it was when TY and Maru were battling it out at GSL. You had some of the greatest games of Mass Viking, Mass BCs, and you had the mind games of the teleports. You teleport some of your BCs behind, you hide some of the Vikings, and then you teleport the rest. I would love to see that type of mind game-esque come back to this matchup.
Yeah, TY was always such a king of positioning in this matchup. He pretty much dominated Maru in this matchup, and now that he has gone to the military, Maru has dominated everyone in this matchup, and that just goes to show that there's not just tiers to TVT, there are individuals that have their own tiers. TY has his own tier, and then below that has Maru. It's just, it's going to be so amazing if we can see one of these players going up against him, if they can, what they can do. That being said, we are seeing, you know, Raven openers. It was both players going double Cyclone, which is a pretty reasonable way to play. Of course, that's a little bit more defensively oriented, but they have so much power early game that it's never really a bad thing to go for them. Behind this, double Engineering Bay coming in for Clem. Going to be the second and third barracks a lot quicker for Heromarine.
One thing you did mention is about TY and TVT is how he was a master of position. And that's the other thing about TVT that I love. It is like a game of chess. It is all about positioning. It is who gets the tanks in the right places, who gets the Liberators, Vikings, Medivacs, all that. Yeah, no, just to continue on why I love this matchup.
It's a great matchup. It's so much strategic depth. The only thing is that it can be difficult to, kill your opponent in the mid-game unless you've got a really overwhelming advantage, or you catch them out of position, or you can leverage an air superiority win. And until that point, unless you can do one of those things, usually it's not until the late-game Mass Raven that things really come into fruition, come into their power. That being said, you're like, oh man, why aren't you guys talking about the game? Well, it's because it's very similarly mirrored. The only thing that's really different in this game so far is the fact that we saw much quicker upgrades from Clem. And I do like that he went for the double NG Bay before the second and third barracks. It's a greedy move, but ultimately it pays off, and that's the kind of edge that's going to be difficult to overcome.
All right, fifth barrack coming up here for our German Terran player, Heromarine.
Oh, we could piss so many people off by just calling him Italian.
Austrian?
No comment. No comment. Ooh, double lock-on coming in, catching a couple Marines, but that means there's no lock-on for the other Cyclones, but he gets away. Oh my, that should have been 2 dead Cyclones. Now, Heromarine gets to go home and repair them.
So we know, too, a lock-on does not kill another Cyclone.
Oh, it definitely does.
Does it?
He lost vision, yeah.
Oh.
That would have been worth scanning for it. Even though Cyclones are mostly useful in the early game, we see that Heromarine is repairing them up because he knows that they're good in those early Viking v Viking wars. Speaking of that Viking count, we do have a small lead for Big Gabe. Small lead, Big Gabe.
So it's really a big lead for small Gabe.
It would be. It would be. Would you rather fight 100 big-sized Gabes or 1 Gabe-sized small? What? I was so close. I almost nailed it. 1 biggie-sized small is what I said.
All right. Enough confusing the chat. Double medevac drop coming in here from Heromarine. Clem just wants to open up some of these pathways here, opening up these rocks. Gonna allow easier access into his opponent's third base.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice, quick path there. Both players do have a sensor tower around that third base. This is where things can get a little bit interesting. Scan comes down, sees that there's not a whole lot there, and that's going to cause Clem to move forward with this very large force. There is a drop coming across the map. We see some nice interference matrices going to shut down those tanks, but now it is Heromarine returning the favor. Fourth base is going to get temporarily shoved back. I think that was, what, a 1 tank for 1 tank trade? But this double Marine drop, it's actually going to find quite a bit of value, including a siege tank of Clem's. Oh, if he can find that Raven, that would be so big. He will get it. That's a lot. Both Ravens. That's huge. If he got nothing else, this drop more than paid for itself. But he got a tank. He got 3 SCVs. He denied a refinery. Getting those 2 Ravens is gigantic. And now Heromarine is going to take a pretty big game-sized advantage into the mid-game.
All right, looks like Clem wants to move out yet again. Is moving his units up the middle of the map. These Cyclone's going to come in here and retake the Zelnaga Tower. Clem will reclaim it. We'll see the Cyclones moving on out, and we'll start heading on up towards Big Gabe's third base. Both players repositioning here, scanning each other, see where they are. Big Gabe will siege up first, and Clem will just back on off. For now, maybe.
Psych! He baits him away with the move away. There's no sensor tower, and now Big Gabe gets caught out. Oh, that was a great maneuver from Clem. He waited till the scan dissipated, and then just goes right back in and says, look at me now. That being said, we are going to see Heromarine trying to come on in here. It is 2-2 versus 1-1, and that is going to mean this is a way better fight for Clem than it had any business being. Still a good fight, but it turned into a phenomenal one. The tank count is now dominant for Clem. He picked off his opponent's fourth base. What a maneuver from Clem. Using that and being able to leverage his 2-2 versus 1-1. So well done from Clem. And now just these Cyclones, they sprint in on the tank and just die. Wow, I really thought they were going to do more than that.
All right, Clem.
Oh, man. Those poor Cyclone drivers. God.
Can you imagine going into the recruiting factory and being assigned a Cyclone driver or a Hellion driver? Oh, I guess I'm going to die pretty quick here.
And then you get into the range of a siege tank, you see it's not unsieging, and then the commander's like, get out of there. And you're like, what? They're like, get the hell out. Oh man, a lot of tanks gonna go down here for Heromarine, or sorry, for Clem. Wow, sieging up a little bit kind of separated. And you know what is a great move? Using your air superiority to get liberators. And it looks like Heromarine is gonna be taking a phenomenal fight in the middle of the map. I think there was 4 or 5 tanks for Clem that just went down. That being said, look at the Marine count right now. 73 Marines to 30. And we also have the big transition into, yeah, Heromarines actually completely all in with this. No 3-3. Raven transition coming in for Clem. Will Clem be able to hold on for those Ravens and upgrades to kick in?
All right, he's going to inch forward here, start leapfrogging, going to scan back and forth. Those guys kind of make a face. A little front face there. Tanks going to siege up here. We have an engagement coming in. Clem going to collapse on top of the tanks here. The Vikings do go down. The tanks do survive. There's 4 tanks remaining in the back here. While that's going down, Clem, Heromarine does have a flanking Marine. That does get fixed. Mass repair on the command center. Heromarine just going to unsiege and head back home, it looks like. Or rotate around and try to come in from a different angle.
Heromarines Marines did something very interesting there that was very much the opposite of heroic. They just ran away from the fight and left the tanks on their own. The tanks still did extremely well, but that should have been a bloodbath for Clem. As it was, they tried to find this base. Now they will actually find it. They're going to find a ton of SCVs, potentially the command center as well. Nope, command center will stay alive, and Clem, he is going to push his opponent very far back, and I think now he's got the air superiority. The big difference now is the 3-3, and oh, those Marines were not the happiest of Marines. Honestly, I wouldn't want to be any of the units in these players' army. No, not in this game.
Nope. All right, another siege up coming up. Liberator's going to siege on top of the tanks. Tanks on the ramp here, though, providing a lot of cover. And the Vikings are going to come in and take out the Liberators. This will force Heromarine back.
And that was the moment that Clem needed right there. He was able to, hold off long enough for him to get air superiority, for those upgrades to really kick in. Heromarine, he was really just in a desperate spot. You might have said that was a foolish move, and maybe it was. Honestly, it definitely was. But he has been in a desperate spot for a long time. The Raven production, that late game Raven production has started up, and now Clem, well, he is going to force the GG on out. Well done by Clem. All right, here we go. Spawning up in the top right position of Hardwire, representing Mouse Sports. It is Big Game. He's in the game.
Spawning in the bottom left corner in those blue Terran pieces. For Team Liquid, we have Clem. Clem.
Clem. You can't. Clem, the
that
liquid
is
Clem.
I never noticed the polar
Yeah,
bear.
that's Malem
That's
Clem.
what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's a little.
Oh.
It's one of his emotes. It's so adorable.
Just like him.
He is such a sweetheart. Actually, he is just such a great youngster. Just love seeing the attitude from him because it's so wholesome.
It is.
You know?
It
and
very much is.
He's so humble, and him with his little mug, he just took a sip of it right there. He looks like, he looks like he's drinking his coffee, and you're like, you're too young for coffee. And then he talks, and he has this like deep voice, and it's like, oh man, like, no wonder you're so good at this game. You've got the like voice of like the Terminator or something. If he was French.
All right, both players going to come in here with a scout, making sure that barracks is being built at home. Heromarine going to deny the scout. I was saying, if we would see any mind games, that juke there with the scan was a huge mind game.
That was actually a giant. Yeah. And that was what set. Yeah, that's a really great point. I didn't even say that. That is the kind of thing that is exactly that, perfectly put. I didn't even think of that. And that was, I would say, the game-winning move that, even though it didn't cause GG at that moment, it caused Heromarine to go for that very, very, very dedicated 2-2, just basic mid-game unit push.
Absolutely. Clem here scouting around with his Reaper, trying to find any potential proxies. Will not find any because there are none on the map. Both players expanding behind this. I believe Clem's getting a second Reaper and then into Hellions.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing something that's become extremely common, which is the factory expand. Double gas into, that expansion. It's very, very common these days. I would say the prevailing build. Something new-ish from Heromarine, which old school Heromarine may not have done as much, but I mean, it's pretty safe these days anyways. Yeah, he knows how to make it happen. He knows how to defend it. The relatively quick reactor. And it's going to be a lot of Reapers with this. Now, will it be 3 Reapers or 5 Reapers? That'll be the quick... Okay, it's going to be 3. There is a build with this, though, where you go up to 5 Reapers and 3 Hellions, and you really try and put the hurt on your opponent. And traditionally, you think of Clem as the kind of player who would do that to Heromarine. But Heromarine, he's shown recently in the last maybe 6 months to a year, especially in TVT, he's not afraid to try and out-micro a player like Clem. Oh, he does spot that Widowmine's kind of crumple zone on the ground, so he stays away. But
all right, gonna move on out there, and Clem just gonna send his Reapers out to kind of see where they're at, where Heromarine is hiding out.
They just did like a weird dance move. It looked like from like Michael Jackson's Thriller, where they all go from like they're doing the, I guess it's the Thriller dance. Yeah, they go from one and they just go to the other side, like hands in the air, or they just dabbed.
All right, we do have a drop coming in here from Clem towards Heromarine, and vice versa. There is a Cyclone coming with Heromarine. What does Clem have?
Are they doing the same build? That would be kind of cool.
I don't think...
This double Reaper is going to sneak around. No, it is not the same build. Is that 2 Hellions, or is that a Hellion and a Widowmine?
I think it's... I don't know. But one
Widowmine.
It's
Hellion and a Widowmine. Okay, look at that. This is going to be a lot of damage. That's going to cause Big Gabe to go in on the other side of the map. And who's going to lose more? I think they're both going to lose a lot, actually.
8 workers from Clem going down.
This is hard to say who it favors right now. Heromarine will not be able to get into the main base of Clem right away. Is there a tank about to pop? Yes, there is for Clem. I think this is actually a lot better for Clem, and this could be a very, very quick game number 1. Auto turret will pop out. Clem is going to be forced to get away from there. He does have this medevac healing up these Marines, and SCVs are going to fall in large, large numbers.
16 SCVs going down for Heromarine, 17 SCVs going to 18 SCVs. Gonna rotate around back to the natural, gonna prevent the natural from mining. Neither player is mining from the natural right now. That Hellion is gonna tank that shot to clean it up. And Clem just gonna pick up and get out of it. Clem coming out ahead after all that.
Yeah, massively ahead. That very, very chaotic situation. Heromarine, this is a cool little move. He does try and keep these units here. Oh, but the boost is going to barely saved that medevac. If there, you know what I would have loved to have seen? Interference Matrix. Shut down the boost. Cut those engines. You know? That makes me think of Star Wars. Like, target their engines. Chase that ship for the entire duration of the movie, and don't advance the plot in any meaningful way and ruin the franchise and piss every other fan off. I'm not upset about Episode 8.
What's the, in Rogue One, that missile they dropped that disables the Star Destroyer, that they ram into the other Star Destroyer?
Oh, those were, oh, I know this.
There's a StarCraft 2 reference coming up.
Yeah. All right, Interference Matrix coming on in.
That's exactly what it is.
We are going to be seeing the tank sieging on up. This is looking like it's going to be a quick potential 2-0 series lead here for Clem. Ion Cannon.
There we go.
And the Hammerhead Cruisers. God, what a great movie Rogue One was. So good. Lock-on coming in on the siege tank in the front, but it will get broken. The Raven for Heromarine is going to go down even if he holds. He is going to find himself in such a difficult position. Boys are going to be pulled.
There we go. Workers getting pulled here into the fight. A tank resieges, but it does get taken out before it can go. GG gets called, and Clem up 2-0.
Yeah, this is interesting. Looks like Heromarine very much afraid of... Oh, okay, we've got... Oh, he's trying to show that the minerals don't move at the same rate as the conveyor belt, but we... Oh, yeah, there it is. So you need vision. You need vision of it for the doodads to move. He could have shown us on the other side, but he can't show us there, funnily enough, because he can't show us there because Heromarine didn't put the buildings at the front. By the way, in case anyone's wondering, Heromarine is worried about the potential of Proxy Reaper. So that's why he's doing this. Yeah.
I was going to make a comment about how they don't move at the same rate, and I was going to bring up a small indie company, but I feel like that would be bad.
I mean, you know, that's something a small indie company would probably be able to fix. Yeah. So it'd be pretty pathetic if a major company were unable to. Be pretty sad, wouldn't it?
You don't want to turn up the casters. You want the game sound on.
All right, what are we going to be seeing from these two players? It's going to be a factory expand, and both players actually going reactor first. Wow. No, they're not. They both went Reaper into reactor. So still, little bit of a hedging towards greed. All
right, Clem dropping down his expansion first. A few seconds behind, we get Heromarines.
It's actually quite a bit faster considering they're doing mirrored builds, I believe. Yeah, that is. Why is that so much faster? I'm confused.
He lost his German efficiency.
True. Yep. Move over Germany. France is the new efficient country.
Oh, that's because he's actually a knockoff. He's really Austrian.
This man does not represent me. That is pretty funny. We are going to be seeing both players stopping at 3 Reapers, 2 Hellions. You know, a lot of questions in the chat. Keep at it.
Yep.
Identical builds, but Clem might get the high ground jump. To little effect. I really built that up like it was going to be something.
Well, he did get the first shot off on the Heromarine's Reaper. Heromarine will heal that Reaper back up via repair. Terran's one of the only
good races in the game. I agree.
One of the only races that could actually repair or heal up every unit.
Yes.
And the SCV and the Hellbat are the only units that could either be repaired or healed up.
But can they fix a broken marriage?
That's too deep for this stream, man. That's just too deep. Can they fix it? I don't think the Terran Dominion provides counseling service.
Yeah, no, I definitely gonna go ahead and say that the Terran Dominion is not the most progressive setup.
All right, beautiful move there actually by Heromarine with that Cyclone in the medevac. drops it forward and was able to snipe out one of those Hellions. But while this is coming here, the other way, Clem does have the exact same drop going into Heromarine space. And here it is, workers getting pulled again. This is what we saw last time. This is where a lot of workers went down. 4 workers going down on Clem's side, 6 workers going down. Oh my god, the workers are lining up against the Hellions. 8, 9 workers going down. Now let's see what happens on the other side. Only 2 workers. I don't see that count going up. 11 workers going up. He's going to come back in here. Raven has popped. Going to drop that auto turret. Will force Clem to pick up and get on out of there. Heromarine doing a little better. 11 workers for not that much.
Yeah, that was well done. So here's what happened is I wanted, more games. I don't want to give up the stream. I don't want to pass the torch on to Alpha X for the round of 4. So I decided to curse Clem's ability to close this series out by saying this might be the fastest series we've got. Yep. Nice little drop coming back in. 2 more SCVs going down. The tank will hold this off, but this is actually a really, really nice position for Heromarine. He is doing quite well, and Cyclones. You know what Cyclones are allergic to?
Tanks?
Yeah.
Tank fire?
Yeah. Actually, a lot of people are. A surprising number of people are allergic to superheated steel fired from a tank.
At a high velocity.
At a high velocity. Even at a low velocity if it's superheated.
That's very true.
Yeah.
All right, Clem, a nice little siege up position here on the low ground using the medevac for high ground vision. Will take care of that one supply depot, because screw that supply depot. Raven auto turrets coming down on both sides. Turret first turret here. No one doesn't love that.
This is a really nice little push right here from Clem. I thought he was not going to be able to find too much, but he will actually get a lot done with this. That tank sieged up in a really brutal position. Not going to be able to clear out this position just yet. But, oh man, that tank on the high ground getting visioned, getting spotted by that Raven, because visioned is definitely not a word. Getting spotted by that Raven. Nice job from Clem.
But the best pick off there was the Cyclone, was able to pick off one of the Ravens of Heromarine.
That is a big pick off there. And look at this fight. What a hilarious fight. We've got 2 Reapers and a Marine healed by a medevac, killing an unsieged tank to protect the Big Daddy Cyclone. Oh, is he going to be able to intercept? Oh, don't get... You got a Viking. You can find it. Marco?
Polo?
Marco? All right, and he lost it.
Yeah, got to settle down here. Clem with way more losses than Heromarine. Heromarine coming ahead in that trade.
Yeah, that's this is by far Heromarines' best game, and it's continued to be. Clem, he did his darndest to get some counterattack damage, but Heromarine, even though he had to cancel his 3rd command center, even though he lost the Raven, even though he lost some stuff, he did ultimately hold, kept all of his SCVs alive, kept the SCV lead, and now he finds himself on the counter push with the army supply lead, with, I think, potentially air superiority, with stim when his opponent does not have it. Oh, I was like, oh, the Reaper's safe next to the other tank, and the tank in the back is like,
nope, not today.
Okay. We are going to be seeing this siege up coming in from Heromarine. This is going to find Clem unable to prevent this. And this threatens the gases, this threatens the mineral line, this threatens the natural command center. We are going to see an interference matrix coming down. Not the best siege tank position right there from Heromarine in the front, but still ultimately this is still just a great. This is a Muay Thai clench, as Tasteless would say. It's got to be a Muay Thai clench.
Ooh, interference matrix is coming from behind. Auto turrets coming down, but he will lose all the Vikings in that. Another interference matrix coming down on one of Clem's tanks. No, that tank does survive for now. Eventually does go down. 10 workers for Clem going down.
Yeah, this was a good hold because he probably should have died, but he's down 29 workers and 12 army supply. His 1-1 upgrades, I believe, are much, much later. He does have nothing. He's got nothing going for him. Combat shields is done for Clem. Well, Yeah, the upgrades are pretty even, but this is just looking like way too much Heromarine. Looking like he is going to send it to a game number 4. He is going to find this base. It will fall to the might of the Vikings.
Heromarines Vikings just reigning supreme over the airspace here on Glittering Ashes.
You know what?
Clem just can't get anything. That GG gets called.
There it is.
Heromarine, we're going to game number 4.
Game number 4. Look at that. He's just such a cute, like every time I'm like, StarCraft, yeah, I'm so manly talking about the game, tanks, heavy metal. And then I see the little polar bear with his tongue out. I'm just like, no, so cute. By the way, we should mention, Clem's supply depot was actually, like, he missed an SCV or some. I don't know if he wasn't paying attention for the first 4 or 5 seconds of the game, but his supply depot is late, which means his barracks is late, which means probably nothing because, you know, TVT is a matchup where it's hard to leverage those little advantages, but
his first ghost is going to come out 5 seconds later.
His first ghost. Everyone knows Lockdown is the strongest ability in StarCraft when dealing with tanks, so yeah, maybe we'll see some kind of teleportation device back to Brood War, and then we'll see that.
What do we have here? Reaper, second, there we go, second supply depot coming down for both players. Got that supply depot going up. It's at about 30%, it's going up 30%, 40%, we're at 40%, supply depot's at 40%. I can't cast, and we have the factory now going up. Factory is at 2%, 3%, going up to 3, going up to 10%, 10%. I can't do that.
For anyone wondering, that is a reference to an old Total Biscuit video. The man, the myth, the legend, he will always be remembered for his rock hard dedication to this game.
Yep. He personally lifted this game up on his shoulders.
Was it his shoulders?
It was his shoulders. His
it was
back.
Something. Yeah. Was it shoulders, back?
Something like that.
Something. I don't remember. It's hard to remember. My brain, it gets all addled in my old age, but I'm sure it was something exactly like that. Yeah. But definitely a firm believer in bringing entertainment to the people. He was a.
If you haven't noticed, he was a huge influence on me. It's why I use a lot of his terms.
Massive influence, gigantic,
enlarged.
We are going to be seeing both players getting into each other's main base with the double Reaper, and this is kind of like in boxing when both players swing a wild haymaker at one another, and neither one of them guards, and we're going to see both of them just getting absolutely just knocked right out by this, but it is going to be Heromarine who will come out significantly ahead with this. Oh, almost dodged his grenade, but not quite.
6 versus 9 workers going down. Clem again losing more workers in the exact same harassment. Kind of a mirror of the third game?
Yeah, a little bit of a mirror of the third game. Like I said, I've already cursed this to a best of 5 by doing so.
You know what I really wouldn't want to see?
What's that?
A game 5 that's 2 hours long, all mined out, that ties.
Yeah, don't worry, we won't see that. We definitely won't see that. Yeah, neither of these players are stiff enough to, you know, make that. They're not rigid enough in their form. One of them will ultimately soften and get dealt with. We are seeing Magfield Accelerator, by the way, and that is going to make those Cyclones doubly effective. It's going to really just enlarge their DPS. Cyclone drop coming in from Heromarine, by the way. Is he going to be able to find anything with this? He's got to be careful. If he gets that medevac locked onto, could be a big problem. He will scout the research on that, and he's actually, man, he's going to find, wow, 4 SCVs. Oh, we have Clem really diving deep for the target fire on that. The break on the lock-on. Boom, 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 boom.
I also love how he waited till the lock-on was on both of the Cyclones before he picked it up, so the medevac could not get locked onto.
Heromarine says, "You're the Micromaster?" No, I'm the Micromaster.
Someone was asking why we call him Big Gabe. It's because of his 10 head. It's a reference to the size of his head.
Yep, just gigantic. That was so sick. And now, Heromarine was already ahead. Now he is so far ahead. He is really, really in the driver's seat right now. We are going to be seeing Heromarine repairing up those Cyclones. Look at that, like a returning, returning hero from war. You come back and immediately 4 robotic rednecks come in and they repair up your mobile suit, just like at the end of World War I.
You know why he's repairing them?
Why is that?
Because Heromarines Army is unionized and it's in their collective bargaining agreement.
Oh, nice.
They have to be repaired.
Is that a benefit of Austria?
Germany, actually.
Okay.
Germany and Poland.
No, perfect. We are going to be seeing... Oh, wow. Heromarine made a singular Banshee. Not often we see Banshees in this matchup because of the prevalence of the Cyclone, but he knows that Clem is going to want to be on the map. Ooh, we do see the lock-ons coming on in, and I don't actually know if they got really much at all there. Clem, he is going to lose 3 SCVs during this, taking advantage of the fact that... Heromarine, that is, taking advantage of the fact that Clem was moving out of position. And now it's going to be Heromarine taking advantage of the fact that the Cyclones have to move back to siege tank those units leapfrog those siege tanks forward. Very, very well done.
Those Cyclones on the top right are going to jump in there and take out Clem's tank. Clem doesn't have a tank left here. Heromarine's tanks on the low ground just wailing away. We're going to game number 5.
Spawning up in the top left. Returning home, it is the Mouse Sports German Terran player in the red. Give it up for Heromarine.
And in the bottom right corner, playing for Team Liquid in those blue Terran pieces, spawning from France, we have Clem.
Fun fact, Berlingrad is actually a real location in the StarCraft universe. So it's...
yes, I saw that by the map maker.
Yeah.
And all that was going down.
Yeah, it's... I don't know anything else.
Yep.
All I know is that someone else told me that, and I have stolen that information and pretended that it was my own. You made this? I made this.
I mean, I saw it on Twitter. That was tweeted out by Steadfast.
Totally. Definitely totally real. Not just covering for me here. We are going to be seeing, once again, a factory expand from both players. Got that double gas coming on down. Not surprising. What is surprising, though, is the fact that Heromarine was able to come back in this series when being down 2-0 in a tough position. Now, I've talked about it. His consistency is so impressive, and his ability to really remain resilient in the face of such a difficult situation is just so impressive. So impressive.
Yes, words.
Yeah, words, yep. Now, will we be seeing more quick reactors coming out of these players, or is it going to be, you know, just Reaper? Or is it going to be Reaper, Reactor, Reaper?
Or Reaper, Reactor, Reaper.
Well, I mean, we could. That would be a terrible build order, but we could definitely see it.
I see it in Platinum all the time. All right, Reactor coming down for Clem.
Yes, the brilliant Platinum build orders. Brought to you by the same people who think that Queens should cost gas. That was one of the best Reddit threads I have ever seen, by the way. That was the hottest take anyone has ever had about StarCraft 2 balance. Shout out to that guy for being just wronger than anyone in history has ever been. It was amazing. It was truly phenomenal stuff. We are going to be seeing the reactors coming down from both players, but, you know, going to be a little bit quicker here for Clem, which means he will be able to get more and more of his own Reapers. And is he going to go for, you know what, actually, if I'm Clem, I would love that decision. I would love for him to go for, like, 5 Reapers and say, Big Gabe, out micro me. This is my strength. You're going to have to deal with it, and if you can't, I'm going to win. And that's what he's going to be going for. Now, we are going to be seeing the Widow Mine. Fun fact, you can grenade a Widow Mine to death. Not the funnest fact. It takes 18 grenades to do so. Now, with 5 Reapers, that's only 4 sets of grenades.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, you know, totally decent.
I don't think
Totally
they've nerfed
reasonable.
that grenade enough.
Yeah, I think it should take at least 35 shots. Yeah. To kill a Widow Mine. Ooh, nice scouting Hellion. Not nice to lose it, but he will keep it alive. Oh, the Widow Mine. Oh, nice split.
Nice split there, yep.
Cyclone is going to be able to lock onto one of the Hellions. Is there enough for Heromarine to hold? Yes, there is. Ooh, nice Grenado does knock the Cyclone to the side, and he will pick that off. But, well, actually, no buts. Now there's 2 Reapers left over. They are going to get their butts up into the main base and look for some SCV damage. Marines have a ways to go back to get into position. Nice attempted cutoff, but it is going to be Clem evading that. Heromarines, SCVs just hugging that refinery for dear life. And
I actually think that first grenade helped the Marines.
it might have.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, they did their jumping jacks, calisthenics. Oh, auto turret coming on down, executing that Reaper as it tried to jump away.
Yep. That Reaper's like, I'm going to go home. I'm going to see my honey girl, and bullet right to the back of the neck.
Oof. Well, yep. Damn. We do see an almost identical resources lost at the end of the day. But I do think that still favors Clem just a little bit. He got a couple of pickoffs on those SCVs. Both players are going to go into the 3rd command center. It's a lot faster here for Clem. You know, that's quite a bit faster. That's probably 45 seconds faster, maybe, give or take. 30 to 45.
About 50% faster.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh, and Heromarine does get temporarily supply blocked. Does delay his Viking production. With these Vikings coming on down, I think we're going to see Heromarine trying to get a little bit aggressive. Clem, not going to be going for that super fast double NG bait that he went for on 2K Atmos. Going to be going for the much more reasonable, much more standard 2nd and 3rd barracks beforehand. And not only did he do it once in the series and potentially could have exposed himself by showing that build order, it is a much, much shorter map on Berlingrad. So you really don't want to go for something that can potentially be punished by an early aggressive push.
Now, Clem's 2nd and 3rd barracks are a lot faster than Heromarines, which means he'll be able to pump out those Marines a lot faster than Heromarine.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's how time works.
Yes, that is how time works. Time is a human construct and also a very talented Chinese player.
Yeah, a very talented Chinese player.
Cyclone lock on, going to murder that Marine. And another one. And another one.
And another one. All right, double tanks sieging up here. Going to unsiege. Cyclone zooming around, looking for some damage. Gonna catch it. That's the 3rd Marine it's caught.
And another one. And another one. Man, Marines are not being treated like heroes. And another one. Jeez. Wow, that was really...
That's what, 5 Marines?
That was 5 Marines. Damn, that is like, it's not that many, but like it's weird that it was 5 that all just went down in separate situations, separate murders. We are going to see an engagement. Nope, not going to be coming on in here. Clem preemptively unsieging to avoid those interference matrices, killing off his tanks.
Looks like Clem is going to rotate around to the right here and try to siege up from the high ground here. Both players scanning. Clem does see that. Is he going to juke and jive again after the scan finishes?
I wouldn't hate it. The big thing, though, was he had stim, and he saw that his opponent's units were out of position. Ooh, a nice little attempt to take down the Raven. Not going to be able to do so. Meanwhile, I think there's a big Viking lead, actually, for Heromarine. It's hard to say. I think there might be 2 extra Vikings. Oh, these units are going to get caught on the ramp, and Clem is going to be forced to siege up. Not the greatest fight for him, but some huge interference matrices are going to shut down a lot of Heromarines' units. However, the auto turrets from Heromarine are going to do wonders, and Clem just lost so many of his tanks This is looking so bad, so good for Heromarine. He was down 2-0, and he has brought it back from the brink. Will the reverse sweep be imminent?
All right, Heromarine going to come in here, siege up at this third base location.
Boys are going to get pulled into this. Will this be enough? I don't think so. And the answer is absolutely not. Heromarine is going to complete the reverse sweep. 22 SCVs go down. Clem slouching back in his chair. He knows it is all over. And oh man, what a devastating situation for Clem. But what a rousing success for Heromarine.
All right, Heromarine going to siege up 2 tanks here in a tank fire. Auto turrets coming down. 1 tank going down. Clem's tank does go down here. Heromarine starting to leapfrog those tanks forward. Clem bringing down another tank, and this is the last stand of the Clem. Let's see what happens here. Heromarine bringing a tank from the back forward. Liberators coming on in. I don't know how you break this con.
Well, I mean, you try, but ultimately it is not going to be enough. SCVs will get pulled into this, and they're doing their best to citizens arrest these units. Tanks will kind of get cleaned up a little bit, except for the 2 in the back. But another 16 SCVs just went down.
GG is called.
Heromarine completes the reverse sweep. Clem, oh man, what a devastating, heartbreaking loss.